Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Thursday, 19th of May 2022. Remember, we are live on Synergy Network. Our studio is located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road in Shoguners. We have our office there also. Real Talk Group of Companies is there also. Remember, I am a licensed money lender. You're looking for a little cash borrow, you have your security. Your collateral is not a problem. Contact us at 2386716, 3391670, 2677325. Any one of those three numbers and you will get in touch with us. Our south office is open, number 132 Sipera Road, Victoria Village in San Fernando. Their numbers are 2427690. It's a sub office. You're in the area, you could drop in and find out any information you want to. You want to apply for a small loan, not a problem. You could go down there and do that. So viewers, remember you're looking for 3.5%, you could still get that. Contact me 3391670 and we could make things happen for you. We also into the buying and selling of vehicles. So feel free to come on. You have a vehicle to sell, you're looking for financing for a vehicle, it's not a problem. I use vehicle as long as you have within 50 to 75% of the money, job letter, pay slip, we will assist you in the best way possible. So viewers, as we start off our program tonight, I always encourage you to share our live stream. We are live on Facebook, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Like and share our page. We're also on YouTube, TT Real Talk. Subscribe and you would know when we go live. So viewers, as we start off our program tonight, the Senate has approved the Cannabis Control Bill 2020. Just after 1 a.m. yesterday, after a marathon sitting, which began on Tuesday afternoon, this was confirmed by government and opposition officials. The bills seek to regulate the handling of cannabis activities and to allow for the establishment of a T&T Cannabis Licensing Authority to issue license. Now, like I said, you have to have a license in order for the cannabis system to function in Trinidad and Tobago. However, viewers, it was passed with amendments. The amendments will now be sent to the House of Representatives for approval. The focus on completing the bill is also due for tomorrow's sitting of the Senate, which will debate the appropriation bill to add $3 billion to the 2022 budget. That bill was presented in the House on Monday. So listen this. They want to add $3 billion to the 2022 budget. But do they have the $3 billion to add in? Imbert wants $3 billion more to spend. But where are they going to get this $3 billion from? Trinidad and Tobago citizens, they are now recovering from 2 years of being locked down, from 1 year of having business shut down. 6 months, the last 6 months, people were hardly working. But Imbert wants $3 billion more. What are you planning to do, Imbert? Tax the people on there until they riot against you and you have to leave Trinidad and flee for your life? Is that what you want, Imbert? You see, I am not inciting violence. But I will tell you something, frustration will cause a man to hang himself. Frustration will cause a man to kill his wife. Frustration will cause a man to kill himself and wife and the whole family. And I will tell you something, it will have people in Trinidad here. You see, like the 1990 Cooper took place in Trinidad. If this government, this is not a threat, you know, but if this government continue the way it is going down, tax the people to death, and tax the businessman, and tax the fishman, and tax the market man, and tax the snow cone man, and tax the doubles man. Just imagine, just now you go want to tax the man who's selling candy on the streets. When all they start to do these things, let me tell all something. It go reach that time. Remember, where's this country where the president got assassinated? Or the prime minister was a Nigerian country. Haiti. Where? St. Vincent. When did they shoot up the executive prime minister or the president or something like that? Haiti. I believe it's one of the Nigerian countries. A foreigner came into the country, assassinate a high official and fly back out and they end up holding him. Let me tell you something. If all you ain't take stock of all yourself, that might happen right here in Trinidad. Right here in Trinidad. Because at one point in time, intelligence in Trinidad and Tobago, they got information that a foreign hitman was in Trinidad. I believe it was Mark Hernandez, I believe, when the intelligence unit came out and say that there was a foreign hitman in Trinidad here to execute Mark Hernandez. Let's imagine that taking place right here. And if Imbert and them continue to tax, you never know what could happen right here. Look what took place in 1990. Look what took place. Huh? A group of people, they just got fed up of how the country was going and how the ministers them was governing Trinidad, and they decided, you know what, enough is enough, and we pour into and we're done with that. How many of you remember 1990? I was going into the army. I did everything already, passed everything, and I was going into the army. And let's just say I was still going to the army this week. Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force. Let's just say this week I was still going. Something come and happen, and I couldn't go. And 1 week after, 1990 hit Trinidad and Tobago. I'm telling you, it's not easy. Imbert wants $3 billion. We have nothing in Trinidad and Tobago generating a large amount of revenue, but he wants $3 billion. Business shut down, people home, but he wants $3 billion to do what? Ministry of Education went T&Tech $1.4 million. What gas be only waiting on to pay T&Tech? All you think I hear by guess? No other news are bringing the soil like Saieed, you know. And where there's a hole, I fill in it. But nevertheless, I'll keep you all up to date with the cannabis bills as it comes along. As we move along tonight, 238-671-6 is the phone number to call in. Feel free to do so, viewers. Let me tell you something. Your opinion matters to me. It matters to the viewers of Real Talk. It matters to the international listeners of Real Talk with Saieed Ali. So as we move along tonight, it's Bacchanal Thursday tonight. Minister of Finance, or Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Brian Manning, is continuing discussion with the labor movement on a proposal to increase the compulsory retirement age from 60 to 65. This next one and all. When you work from 60 to 65, you cannot enjoy your retirement. How are you going to retire at 65? When do you plan to go on a vacation with your grandchildren? 65 years old. Some of them are even sure to reach 60 while they're working. But the NIB now, if we increase it from 60 to 65, we will have more contributions. Them are studying the unemployment rate in Trinidad, you know. Them are studying that. If the government of the day creates some sort of avenue to create employment in Trinidad and Tobago, they wouldn't have to go from 60 to 65. We chop it in Trinidad. Let me tell you something. We chop it bad, bad, bad. You know why I say that? You know why I say that? We believe 100,000 people who are not employed, and you increase the age from 60 to 65, it will cover that 100,000. Let me tell you something. That donkey logic. Remember when I aired the video with Bharat Jagdeo telling a citizen that 32,000 workers lost their job in Jamaica and it crashed the NIB, the insurance department? Remember that? Jagdeo was telling citizens that in a big meeting. In a big meeting. We in Trinidad, NIB, well, you know, if we increase it, we will have more intake. Donkey logic. Talks between Amalgamated Workers Union and the Communication Workers Union earlier today were described as fruitful and engaging. Discussion with other trade unions on the proposed increase in retirement age will also continue in the near future. However, CWU General Secretary Clyde Elder did indicate that the union were not in support of the increase on retirement age. I am not going to support that. I am not going to support that. How many of us are ill at 49, 50 or 58? Some of them are looking forward to collecting their pension at 60. What are you going to tell these people? We can't pay them? We have no money to pay them after all their contributions? You will tell me I work 40 years, I contribute almost 1,000 contribution, and when time for I to retire, you tell me I have to go to 65? That is kind of people they have running Trinidad and Tobago presently, and you cannot do nothing. Call a good night.
A very good evening to you, Mr. Said.
To you, my friend.
Trinidad is running an automatic pilot, and very soon the aircraft is going to run out of fuel.
But we start to run out of fuel already?
Right. On the 7th of July 2021, the guy in question is Jovenel Moïse, the president of Haiti, who was assassinated by 28 foreign mercenaries, mostly Colombian. And I want to say one more thing. I would like the Prime Minister to pay attention what is going on presently in Sri Lanka, where the president, his brother, who is the Prime Minister, and when the brother was president before and he was the Prime Minister and they switched positions, their sons and relatives and whatnot in positions in the government, they run the country to the dregs. They almost run out of fuel right now. And the Prime Minister have three massive mansions. The citizens rebel in the country, they protest, they ban their belly, and 2 of the mansions was burned to the ground.
You see?
So, when Trinidad is a powder keg right now and the people reaching it, we are a people who really don't like to come out and protest and become violent and things. But don't roll out there. When you're at the edge of the cliff, you would start to push back all the best. Have a great evening.
Thank you, my friend. People go start to retaliate. Look, in a hard time now, people have to come out and pay property tax. In a hard time like this. Tax refund, businessman ain't getting tax refund. But they're talking about they want to pay tax refund. All they pay last year? All they pay year before? What about the year before that? Huh? Boy, let me tell you all something. One of these days, we're going to have a riot in Trinidad. Ministers will have to leave, you know. Take what I'm telling all you. Look what took place in 1990. A group of people got so angry and fed up. You will tell me A&I Robinson say, use Pump City and make that happen? Well, you had to be mad. You see, I didn't come out here to talk and laugh and make friends with people, you know. I come out to lay the foundation. I come here to build Trinidad and Tobago. I come here to open my eyes to see what's taking place. And I am not afraid to do it. Because I'm standing up for the right thing. And as long as you are part of a problem, you cannot be part of a solution. I will tell you that. You think I'm afraid here coming up on camera? I'm afraid to call this one. I'm afraid to demand that. I'm afraid to talk about this. No, I am not afraid. I was not born with fear. I was born to stand. I was born to stand for our people at the appropriate timing on the clock. If this is my time, I will stand. Just like in the days of Moses. Moses grew up in Pharaoh's kingdom, a rich kingdom with everything. And when Moses' time reached, when that second's hand and the minute hand and the hour hand reached the hour on the clock, Moses became a leader for the people in Egypt. And nobody couldn't raise against Moses. Because his calling and his timing was on the clock. You think I just afraid? You think I afraid people? No, I don't afraid nobody. That's why I could come here and stand up for the rights of those who do not have a voice. It ain't easy out here, you know. It ain't easy, you know. People can say Saieed is about race thing and you're bashing government. It's not about bashing government. When the government raise fuel price, it's not one section of people, you know. It's everybody in Trinidad facing it. Because I go tell you something. With business on the decline and fuel price going up, those in authority will feel it. When you have a business running and spending 10,000 gas for the month in vehicle and price going up, now you have to pay 15,000. And your intake cut while your gas bill going up and workers bill going up. Let me tell you something. Business soon in Trinidad will start to retaliate. Mark my words. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saieed.
Go right ahead.
Here is my boy. The midget say he get $87 million for the COVID and the check clear already. Where that 87 million gone by?
I don't study them. He only have mouth to talk, you know.
I say it's only a set of fancy talkers we have then.
Thank you, my friend. Them only have mouth to talk, you know. Only mouth they have to talk. That is all. There are calls for the Guyanese government to block a proposed Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, with Trinidad and Tobago, citing non-tariff barriers as the reason for its disagreement. Guyana, Georgetown Chambers of Commerce and Industry made a call saying it disagrees with the Guyanese government moves. This after Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley met with Guyana Prime President Dr. Mohammed Saieed Ali, who both pledged to deepen ties between the two countries. However, a statement from Georgetown Chamber head by Timothy Tucker stated the Chamber disagreement with the MOU action by Guyanese government. Georgetown Chambers of Commerce and Industry is also aware of Guyana's intent to establish a signed MOU with the government of Trinidad and Tobago. The Chamber concern comes in light of the fact that there are still many non-tariff barriers implemented by TLT against Guyana. A non-tariff barrier is a measure other than a customer tariff that acts as a hindrance to international trade. This includes any rules that dictate how the product can be manufactured, handled, or advertised, or any rule that dictates how much of a product can be sold in a market. Well, there's a bacchanal by itself, but nevertheless, as it unfolds, I will keep you up to date on how things goes between Trinidad and Guyana. It's sad, you know. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saieed.
My friend.
Look at what is happening in this country. We are now coming out of a pandemic blues, you know.
Correct.
Because the government did not supplement and support the people. Whatever money passed through them alone, the hierarchy of the government, I would say. Now people are now trying to breathe again, you know,
Yes.
get something, get themselves back together, you know, one way or the other. This, you see all these rise, demand bring increased gas. You know, when gas gone up, fuel go up, everything automatically goes up. Everything automatically goes up. Now here now poultry prices going up,
Correct.
this is going up, that is going up, property taxes, you know, this, that and whatever. We are having a windfall, sir. A normal government, probably a government like the partnership government, would try to, you know, buffer some of these increases, let the people have a little breathing space because we are getting additional source of. But what does this government do? They do the opposite. They are heartless. So, and I think I have the courage to tell you now, you know, it is time that this country should be divided because you have a small majority of people who supported the PNM because for racism or tribalism or whatever. Them cannot rule. These are the people who I would say uneducated people, you know, they are not very educated, who support this PNM. Let us divide this country somehow or the other. Those who want to support the PNM, let them go and take all of this. And let us have another government. You know, I think it's time for that because it is unfair to people, you know, who pay so much money in taxes, you know. Them have to feel the brunt of it. Everything you build in your house, you pay VAT, you go in the gas station, you pay VAT. You pay taxes all around. Then you come in and tell me now, I have to pay a property tax. We have a windfall. Why can't they use this money, you know, to supplement the people? You know, why don't you remove VAT like what Kamla Prasad did? But this man is evil. This man is evil. This whole government is on sick, sir. That is why I'm saying those who voted for them, let us divide this country and you go and stay with the PM. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, my friend. But if we do not bind together, we will not stand. If we divide, we will fall. But nevertheless, each individual that calls into our program are responsible for their comments. Nevertheless, as we move on tonight, Minister of Health Terence Dayal Singh have stated that a second Pfizer COVID-19 booster dose will be offered to selected group from Friday, May 20th, 2022. The minister stated that the World Health Organization, WHO, the SAGA Group, Strategic Advisory Group of Experts on Immunization, and Local TAG, Technical Advisory Group, signed off to a second booster or a fourth shot of the vaccine. Listen carefully.
The SAGE Group, WHO SAGE Group, and also our local TAG group, I'm advised by the CMO, has now signed on and signed off to a second booster or a fourth shot of the Pfizer mRNA vaccine. So persons who are fully vaccinated, who have been boosted, can now get a fourth shot, but the fourth shot will only be the Pfizer mRNA.
Now, viewers, he added that this vaccine will only be administered to persons over 60, healthcare workers, and immunocompromised. Those are the two departments that will get this vaccine. Listen to what he has to say.
The populations that will be vaccinated with the fourth shot are those over 60, anyone over 60, regardless of your health status, once you are over 60. Healthcare workers, because they have the highest risk of exposure, regardless of age, regardless of health condition, and the immunocompromised, regardless of age. The SAGE group, WHO SAGE group,
Diazing stated that there is an internal requirement of between the booster of 4 to 6 months, and those who receive their first booster on or before January 20th, 2022 will be eligible on Friday, while those who contracted COVID-19 will have to wait 3 months before getting the second booster. Let's just wait and see how this rolls out and see what is going to take place in Trinidad and Tobago. So we're moving on now to our one and only and fine young individual of Trinidad and Tobago, Stuart Young. The Minister of Energy and Energy's Industry, Stuart Young, has dismissed claims that Petrotrin would have been able to reduce the fuel subsidy. Nothing that in its last days, the refinery was losing more money than it was earning. Bad management would cause you to lose, Stuarty. You're a businessman, I am a businessman, and we both know that. Bad management would cause any company, any business to shut down, Stuarty. Don't let Saieed tell you that on national television. Young argued that the cost to import crude oil to maintain operation at the refinery alone was not economical, and accused the opposition of trying to mislead the country into thinking that Petrotrin would be able to lower the fuel subsidy and contribute to the national economy. Young stated that it was a complete false proposition to suggest that the refinery was open, the fuel subsidy would be lowered, and worse than that, listen this.
It is a complete false proposition to suggest that if the refinery was open, the fuel subsidy would be lower. And worse than that, and the people of Trinidad and Tobago need to know this, that in order to pay for the significant volumes of imported crude oil for the refinery, Petrotrin drew down an average of US $650 million a year of short-term debt.
The minister added that Petrotrin was drawing down the average of $650 million a year to buy crude oil, meaning that they were taking taxpayers' money and spending it to purchase crude to put into the refinery. Listen this.
Petrotrin was drawing down an average of US $650 million a year to buy crude oil to put into the refinery. How does that equate to a net foreign exchange earner? In other words, they were taking taxpayers' money, $650 million US dollars a year, and spending it to purchase crude to put into the refinery. Government guaranteed back lines of credit, and this is why Petrotrin had to be restructured. And it has nothing to do with the fuel subsidy, because when you have that type of short-term debt, in addition to their long-term debt, it started to threaten the Minister of Finance, the Ministry of Finance, debt to GDP ratio.
Now, responding to report that up until its closure, the company was still profitable, Young said this was barely the case, as it would not have been able to sustain long-term operation. I will tell you something, Paria fueling could make money. But the refinery that refines oil to sell it back cannot make no money. Let Matt Singh add Matt's day now. If it wasn't for the COVID that hit Trinidad and Tobago for 2 years, National Flour Mill would have been functioning at a high profit. And we do have wheat. We do have wheat. Nowhere planted in Trinidad, but they were making a profit. Bad management, Stuart Young will shut down any company, big or small. Big or small. Call a good night.
Good evening, Mr. Saieed. Saieed, let me tell you something, and let me explain something to you and this population that listens to your program. How Stuart Young and Rowie don't feel that everybody in this country does vote for PNM and stupid. Now, let me put it as simple as I could do it for the population to understand. If you're buying potato, and you're making potato chips, and you're packaging it to sell it, you would sell the potato chips for a lesser price than the potato that you buy. Obviously, you're going to sell it for a higher price to make a profit. Now, if you go and buy crude oil for $100 a barrel and you refine it, and you make fuel, and obviously, you'll be selling it to make a profit.
Correct.
That's all refinery does it throughout the world. That's why countries now that have refinery is making millions. They're making a big windfall right now with the price of oil and fuel going up. The same way now that we could drop off all the subsidy from the gas right now and be using the petrotrin, and this country would have been profiting massively from the situation that's taking place right now. Now they will come and try to amalgamate the population and say that, okay, yeah, oil price is $120 or how much it is right now.
Correct.
And see that we would have been buying oil at that. But obviously, yes, we could be buying it at that. But then when we refine the oil and sell it as fuel, we will be making doubly profit that we will be making.
Correct.
So these people don't have no clue. And let me tell you something. Every country in this Caribbean, you know there is benefit from the dotishness that's going on with this government. They call Rowley in Guyana to have a conference about agriculture. But you know that every single thing that Rowley advised them on, you know they're going to do the opposite of, because they know. Look at he in Trinidad. What have he done for agriculture in this country for the last 7 years? So if he go there and he tell them here what, invest in sugarcane, Guyana go say we invested in rice. If we say plant eddos, Guyana go say we planting yam.
Correct.
Every single thing that he give them advice on, they go do the opposite. Everything the Caribbean we do for the whole Caribbean do the opposite, and they better off than us. They had less debt. The country open up. We kill over 3,000 people, and look at the situation Trinidad is in right now. When they drop in taxes to help the people who were locked down and things, we taxing people in this country. So we are the worst country in the world. Plenty other countries benefiting from what we're doing, they're doing absolutely the opposite. And that is the example. So things are that bad as we think it is for other countries, but it is bad for us in Trinidad and Tobago. Because we're doing the worst thing, every other country do total opposite, and they benefiting, and we're remaining backwards in Trinidad and Tobago. Have a good night, Mr. Saieed.
Thank you, my friend. So let's hear this bacchanal now, All I hear is bacchanal. All I just heard the video where Stuart Young said that petrotrin Petro Train Refinery taking $650 million of taxpayers' money and using it to buy crude, and they were not making a profit. All I heard that just now. Good, listen to this. Prime Minister Dr. Saieed Ali have stated that a preferred bidder has been identified to buy the Pointe-à-Pierre refinery. Keep what you all heard in mind, eh? Pointe-à-Pierre MP David Lee has sought an update after recalling Energy Minister Stuart Young recently saying 4 bidders were given until April to submit revised proposal. Dr. Rowley stated that proposal of the 4 bidders were received and evaluated. Trinidad Petroleum Holding Limited has now identified a preferred bidder as discussions are still ongoing. Listen to this.
Madam Speaker, the further proposals of the 4 bidders were received and evaluated. After evaluation, TPHL has identified a preferred bidder and is currently pursuing discussions with this entity. The process is ongoing, and as the member has quite pointedly mentioned, only recently this was stated, Madam Speaker.
So hear this. Refinery are making no money, you know, but they're looking for a bidder. Hold on. Lee also questioned if there was a timeline to conclude this evaluation. However, the PM said Lee should know the answer was no. The PM stated that given the nature of what is happening, one cannot give a timeline as work is still ongoing.
I'm sure the member knows that the answer to that is no. Because given the nature of what is happening, one cannot put a timeline on it at this stage. And it being only recent, it is reasonable to assume, as the work is ongoing, that a timeline as to when it will be concluded is not really useful at this stage, and I'm not going to guess on that.
So we will give you some updates later on the week, or maybe next week, on this same talks. So here this. In other cases, in another question, Couva South MP Rudinath Indarasingh questioned if Trincity Mall has been sold, saying the state has control over it. Hear this, hear this. I go pause right there. Remember when Dr. Rowley was telling owners of rental apartment to hold their hand on renting individuals' apartment, you know, instead of they throwing them out on the streets, to hold their hand, give them a fair chance. Because it's COVID. Remember when the Trincity Mall tenants and them turned to the government and asked the government, because remember, a liquidation process was in place. And the government knew about it. Remember when the government said their hands were tied behind their back? Remember that? Now, it is alleged talk of the town is saying that Imbert has purchased Trincity Mall. That is talk of the town, but hold on. However, Dr. Rowley stated that the mall was not under the government control, but rather that of the liquidator of CL Financial. He noted that the mall has not been advertised for sale nor sold, accusing the opposition of making pure mischief.
Madam Speaker, the numerous statements made by the Minister of Finance from day 1, day 2, day 100 should indicate to every member of this Parliament that the Trincity Mall is not under the control of the government. And for the member to come here and file a question implying or stating that Trincity Mall is under the control of the government is mischief. Madam Speaker, Trincity Mall, which is under the control of the liquidator of CL Financial through Home Construction Limited, a subsidiary of CL Financial, and therefore not under the control of the state, has not even been advertised for sale as yet, far less sold, the member is engaging in pure mischief and a waste of parliament time.
So I want to hear what the opposition now have to say concerning those statements. We will wait, we will ponder, we will watch, we would listen as to what the opposition has to say, and I will bring you the details. Nevertheless, call a good night.
And pleasant good night to you, sir.
To you, my friend.
Mr. Ali, again, anything that this gentleman's talking about right now, people should never believe them. Because you know why? They lie from the beginning, how much people get, how much bidders get, and what they're going to give OWTU, and how much people they're going to give to Petrotrin. They're playing games with people and taxpayers' money. You understand? Who they really trying to fool? If you, the government, and the Petrotrin, the Petrotrin is making no money, how come you want to get a bidder for it, and people going to buy that, and you telling people they're making no money?
Correct.
You know that remind me of? That remind me of BWIA. Under Manning wasn't making no money to say PNM. And when Pandey come into office, right, Pandey put Dupree, that same Dupree that is taking the man's property and playing games with it. The man say, I'm willing to pay back all the money that are all you, and they don't want to give it. You know why? Because they got a Republic Bank. And I said, I'm playing games with the man, asset and the money. See what happening? Dupree turned around BWIA and was making profit in this country for the taxpayers and them. You understand? Now today, you hear in Rowling and what say, remember he didn't have money to pay ME last, right? All of a sudden he gets in power, he paid ME last. You know that remind me of? That remind me of a man they call the Hindu Kadachunian man, Harinayan. Harinayan say he had no money, he had to sell sweets. All of a sudden, he has once in a how with them hard work all about and take more money and run around with it. And I said, fool people, PNM people, and I want to tell them again, like I told them last night, PNM supporters, watch and see who is the one that's getting rich over all your vote and all they can't get nothing. You understand? Or what about the gas station? Or they putting $40 gas. You understand? I went in with them plane with all the life and all the livelihood, my friend. All they wake up and smell the coffee and understand who is the people them. And I want to tell people again, shame on Trinidad, go on Guyana, and it's good for them, to spit on them, because you know why? They talk about Guyana too much. When Granger was there, Rowley said, how we name, the former Attorney General, you understand, to fight down Nirvana and them, the current party right now, right? They fight them down, you understand, that's to get Granger to get into power. And today, God not sleeping, because you know why? God only wear pajama, my friend. And they didn't want no observers in this country that were to thief the election, so they wanted to go over there and thief the election, my friend. So I want to tell people in this country, PNM supporters, all wake up and understand who is the one that's getting rich. Now we're here in Twin City, it's alleged that in both have it now. You understand? But I thought the same for that kind of money. You understand? I went stretching and talking, and I said, I'm telling people about Petrotrin. Stretching should be the last one to talk and the PNM about anything else in this country, my brother. They're teaching of this country left, right, and center, and people suffering, my friend. I thank you, my brother.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, hear this now. I need your help. At least 100 people in Trinidad and Tobago. I am doing an online survey on the Real Talk Group of Company Facebook page and the Real Talk with Saieed Ali Facebook page. Those two pages, I'm doing an online survey as to what caused a financial institution to turn you down from accessing a loan. Now, this is a survey that I need to be completed as part of the requirements for Real Talk Credit Union. I need your assistance, and I want you to go up on the Real Talk with Saieed Ali page. You will see a link, click the link, and if you have applied to any financial institution for a loan and you have all the criteria that is needed and they turn you down, just fill in the blank spaces as to why you were turned down from accessing a loan. Go onto the Real Talk with Saieed Ali Facebook page Go on to the Real Talk Group of Company Facebook page. There's a link there. Just click on the link and kindly fill it out, please. I need at least 200 people to fill out those information as to why you got turned down for a loan. Now, the Credit Union League needs a survey done online, and I am asking you all to help take part in it. Because like I said, once Real Talk Credit Union is birthed in Trinidad, I am going to change the way banking does in our country. And thus far, Real Talk with Saieed Ali, Real Talk Group of Company have left a trademark. I am the only one who have pushed for legislation going and coming and got it passed right here, hammering every amendment and legislation that I need for Trinidad and Tobago to be better. And we got it passed. We got it passed. While those of you were condemning me, saying you can't get nothing passed, as you say it happened. You see, when you trust God and you believe that when you hear you push for something, the biggest mountain in the world you could move it, you just have to have faith and believe you will move that mountain, and it is moved. I believe I could have gotten child sex offender registry up and running in Trinidad. We got it passed. I believe we could have gotten no bail for repeat offender of a firearm. I pushed it, we got it passed. You all were witness to it right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Right here, you all witness it. So I need your help, I need your support. Go to the Real Talk with Saieed Ali page. There's a link, click the link and fill it out. Same thing with the Real Talk Group of Company page. This would benefit our online survey that the Credit Union League in Trinidad and Tobago is requiring. We have almost successfully completed all the requirements needed. Almost successfully completed all. And I need your help with this. At least 200 people. Please help me in order to help you get better service from a financial institution. Thus far, I have a track record in Trinidad. Thus far. And you all have been noticing that over the 4 years that we are on television. And if I could stand right here and get amendment and legislation pushed and passed, would your opposition understand why Saieed pushing for it? And would your former Attorney General understand why Saieed need it? You never know the kind of service and quality service and offers you all will be getting from Real Talk Credit Union. So I need your assistance. So please do me that favor. Remember those of you who looking for a small loan to the $40,000, you have security, you have collateral, not a problem. Remember, I am a licensed money lender. I always say that I am documented to lend money. So financial bank and FIU and whatever bank, they can't come down on Saieed. No, they can't come down on Saieed. Because if they come down on Saieed and you see $5,000 in my compound and you take that $5,000, let me tell you something, that $5,000 turn it into $5 million. Take what I'm telling all you. Take what I'm telling all you, because I ain't going to spare all you. I ain't going to spare all you, you know why? Night after night, I keep saying, I have license to lend money. And when you want to come in my property and you want to play a big bully, I will show you how a big dog does bark. Take what I'm telling you. I will show you how a big dog does bark. When you want to play big, I from Central Bank, ting. No problem, you bark your back. You want to take up my 5,000 and go with it? Not a problem, go with it. But I will show you, when you pick up that 5,000 and go with it, I will show you how that 5,000 turn it into 5 million you're going to have to pay back. Then asking you, I'm telling you, when I demand things, I just come out here and tell you, hey, X, Y, and Z. And you all have watched it happen right here in Trinidad. Right here. All you saw it, all you witnessed it, all you hear about it, and you see it come to pass. I'll take out my glasses and tell you this. Bring them up in this one. Hear this now. You see my light that is be lighting? You see my light that is be lighting? You see just how the sun have to raise in the morning? Just so when you hear I light my light, I have to get answers. I have to get answers. Throw back on the next one. Because I go tell you something. When I sit down in my prayer room, I was born to do spiritual gift, you know. I was chosen to lead, you know. Moses was chosen to lead a flock of people. I was chosen to be a leader, to lead a flock of people, you know. And I always tell people, look how successful Saieed is. Look how successful. I am not into guns. I was the one who pushed for the legislation when anytime there's a repeat offender of an illegal firearm, no bail for you. I am against cocaine, marijuana, illegal marijuana. Let me tell you something, I push until I get marijuana decriminalized in Trinidad and Tobago. Up to 30 grams you could walk with it, because I understand that herbs will heal something in the human body. And the Attorney General listened. He listened. And I was proud to come right here. When we got it passed in the House of Parliament, in the representative, they vote on it and they decriminalize marijuana for 30 grams on your possession. Now I'm pushing for license for farmers and individuals to get license to plant marijuana. Look how far we do so far. Cannabis is licensed now. All of you like come here to make joke? No, I didn't come here to make joke. I come here to show you how I will get things done in Trinidad and Tobago. And every time I push for something, I got it. Every time I push for something, I get it. My light don't fail, you know. You see how the sun have to raise in the morning and it have to set just so my prayers is answered when I light my light. How you feel this joke I'm making? I have a track record for pushing for laws and amendments and getting it passed, you know. Let me tell you something, judges and magistrates come here and say, Saieed, we don't know what about you, but when you hear you start and you demand something, boy, we don't know what about you, it has happened. Oh, hey, watch, what you cannot take a half, what should I do? They pop my candle for me, you see? Look, boy, all easy now. No, but Trinidad and Tobago. I am the only man on television that could come here and say, you know what, I'm pushing for that bill and mark my words at passing. The only man did that. But nevertheless, all the talk I talk. I have a Porsche for sale. Drop the Porsche. I have a Porsche for sale. The Porsche is doing 26,000 kilos. It is a PCT Porsche. Fully loaded, double sunroof. Come down and check it out. I won't give you the price on air. But 339-1670. Call her good night.
Good night. I have a little mark to give you concerning the finances on people who go into the bank to open accounts. Should I call the name of the bank?
No, go ahead.
Right. The people, when you go into the bank right now, you cannot get an account open unless if you're a salary earned person. The normal person want to open an account for their daughter, their grandparents for their children, and what they have been turned back.
But caller,
what? Yes.
I had an account in First Citizen, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I asked the teller, I said, hear this now. I want to open an account for my kids and them. So when they travel, I could be able to send money from my account in First Citizen to England or Japan or Dubai or wherever. The guy told me, he said, Saieed, how old is your son? I say, he's 14. He said, well, no. He have to be 18 and over. I said, so just like that? He said, yes. I said, why? He said, that's our policy. I said, so all are not entertaining little children with accounts? He said, no. Thank you, my friend.
All right, but I can look into it further banks. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, my friend. No, but it's true. It's true. It's true. It's sad. But nevertheless, Have a Porsche for sale? Those of you interested? It's a PCT. It's now doing 26,000 kilos. It's like new brand. Yeah. I also have an Audi for sale. A beautiful Audi. I'll come down to my showroom. Carrying Savannah Road in Shogunas. Call 339-1670. Look how beautiful this Audi is. And watch man, the Audi original, you know. I lowered it down. Original rims and tires. Cream interior. And now doing 82,000 kilos. It's like new brand. I also have a BMW. A 5 Series BMW. Those of you who know about BMW. I have executive ride. Realtalk Group of Company also buying and selling vehicles. So those of you who have a vehicle to sell, not a problem. Come on, check us down. Caroni, Savannah Road in Shogunas. 238-6716, 339-1670, or 267-7325. You want information in the South area, you could call 242-7690. It's a sub-office down there. You could go down there and put in an application for a loan. Remember, we don't grant loan down there. You go down there, you make your application, and they send it to our head office. We will approve it, and you will come up central and do business. So viewers, I am a licensed money lender. We have about 1 minute or some seconds left on our program tonight. But nevertheless, viewers, let me tell you something. I thank you so much for making us #1 in Trinidad and Tobago. I thank you so much. Very soon, hopefully this May, by the end of May, we will be drawing the Ford Ranger. Some lucky person will win this Ford Ranger. I will try to get Rajiv Dipti. He's a public figure also, to come and draw the Ford Ranger, just like we did with the Range Rover and the BMW on live television. You know, it's time for that now. So nevertheless, viewers, if you're interested in buying a car, or you're interested in financing a car, once it's a used vehicle, you have 3/4 of the money, 50% of the money. Come down, we will talk business, and we will go from there. You see, we're out of time for tonight, viewers, but nevertheless, tomorrow it's Friday. It's Bacchanal Friday. Tomorrow is the 20th. Friday the 20th, viewers. We'll be live again tomorrow night. Remember, go online, Realtalk with Saieed Ali. Also, Realtalk Group of Company page. Follow the information. Monday coming. Realtalk Group of Company offices in South and Central will be closed. I have an important meeting. I will tell you about the meeting after. But nevertheless, viewers, until we meet again, stay safe.